recording?
I didn't, not yet.
Okay.
And did you have anything you wanted to flash? Now it says recording has started, so we're good.
Okay.
Did you have
Perfect.
anything you wanted to flash up, or do you want me to start to share my screen, Amanda?
No, you are good. You can start sharing. I will just do a quick intro and then hand it off to you.
Sounds
So
great.
good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to our November Matthews Safety Drumbeat with Grainger. Hopefully those of you who had to travel to Pittsburgh for the safety week last week made it home safely. I guess technically this is our second drumbeat of the month since we had that makeup call a couple weeks ago for prescription eyewear. So thanks for tolerating a lot of me this month. I appreciate it. I know you guys are all busy. And I want to thank Larry Mabry. I'm not sure if he's on the line, but he actually brought to my attention that Matthews folks cannot access the recordings that I've been sending out. Only Grainger folks can. So asked around how to kind of navigate around that, and best thing I can do is start a YouTube channel. So I'm gonna start a YouTube channel and I'll just start housing all of these drum beats in one location for you guys. So after the call today, I will make sure I post that there. So Matthews folks who cannot join these live can go back and listen to those recordings. So for today's call, I've invited Justin, Vice President of One Solution. And One Solution is the largest industrial rep agency in the United States. They rep a lot of safety manufacturers that you all are familiar with. They're a great resource for us because rather than Grainger sellers bringing in individual manufacturer reps into Matthews locations, they can bring in their local One Solution rep to discuss multiple lines in a single visit. And I'll say, One Solution is certainly a subject matter expert on the lines that they rep, but they also bring a lot to the table in terms of value add services like audits, assessments, trainings, a bunch of stuff that Justin will definitely go over with you today. And really are meant to be an extension of your safety team and a thought partner for you guys to help improve your safety programs. I know there's been quite a few safety managers across Matthews that have partnered with their local One Solution rep. So thought this would be a great topic for those of you who are not aware of One Solution or haven't partnered with them for some time. So invited Justin on to give a quick overview and drive some awareness. So Justin, I will hand it off to you. You can take it away.
I appreciate that, Amanda. Thanks for having me on, everyone. So kind of going to give a 20,000-foot view of what One Solution brings to the table and some of the areas that we can help out and some of our capabilities. So this first flyer that I'll cover, hopefully everybody can see my screen. If not, let me know. But this first flyer that I'm going to showcase, really a couple things I just want to hit on. I'm not big on kind of reading through a flyer. I know Amanda kicked these out, but that map will show the geography. Every one of those red pins that you see is a body inside the field. So like Amanda said, we're the largest industrial rep agency in the country. Most rep agencies might have 7-10 people, and then there's not really consistency or standardization from coast to coast. I looked at some of the locations for Matthews, obviously throughout the whole country, so we really can help out no matter where a facility is located. That's one of the benefits of having those 46 bodies in the field. The second one is it makes us real attractive to your largest within the product categories. The manufacturers that are number one, number two within their product categories have really good products to offer and solutions that it can attack those problematic issues that you're seeing out there in the field. So that's two of the benefits of our footprint. We partner with Grainger. Grainger's our largest distributor, so we work with them probably about 3 to 4 times a week. I know that Greg McLean, he mentioned that you got Jason Morath, who's always working with Grainger. I'm not sure if Greg's with Matthews or if he's with Grainger, but we are out and about with Grainger just on a regular basis. The 3 pillars that we focus on, which you don't see on this sheet, but I just want to express, when we work with an end user, we're focusing on 3 things. We're either trying to improve productivity, we're trying to drive compliance and make it so that the end user makes their job easier and makes them want to be within compliance when it comes to safety items. And then the third thing we're trying to do is deliver cost savings. We know that that's a big initiative from Grainger, and we absolutely want to hone in on that. And whether it's a product that might be more expensive up front but last longer, or is more comfortable actually worn, so that you're not having injuries, fatalities, et cetera, et cetera. So We really focus on those three pillars of driving compliance, delivering cost savings, and improving productivity. On the bottom, you'll see some of features, just like Amanda mentioned. If you have somebody who just sells eyewear and you're all set at a certain location with eyewear, you're probably going to thank the manufacturer as well as the Grainger rep for their time, but say, hey, we're all set. When it comes to one solution, we can really be that turnkey solution for the different areas that we play in. So I don't like using the word audits because sometimes that has a negative connotation. I would like to typically announce them as assessments. But when you scroll down, these are going to be the different areas that we can play in. You can see there's a lot of it wrapped around safety and under the facility safety or the worker safety. But we also do some things around production and facility maintenance as well. Obviously, the safety areas I think will be the most topical or pertinent for the people that are on the phone right now. But you look at, I'll just cherry pick like a workers at heights, for example. A lot of end users like Ocean Spray, who I worked with in the past, they care, who Amanda was attached to, but they care about, hey, we got to keep the employees safe. So we represent MSA fall protection so we can help protect the employees, sorry. That we also do objects at heights or tool lanyards with Ergodyne, another one of our manufacturers, so we can make sure that safety at heights is all encompassing. So it's the employee, it's going to be the products that they bring to a height, and then how do you get to that height? We do Louisville Ladder, so one of the larger ladder manufacturers. We can have discussions and train end users on that turnkey solution, that full solution when it comes to safety at heights as a category. So another one, just because I kind of wanted to tailor this to your company, was facility safety. I think confined space is pretty topical because I think Amanda mentioned that in November it was an area of focus when it comes to your specific facilities. So when we look at confined space, I can actually bring that up. We have a bundled solution that we go in and we attack a problematic issue like confined space with a number of different vendors that make sense. So this is a quick hitting, just a quick piece, which wasn't attached to the on the agenda, but I can follow up and send this out to Amanda so she can cascade it through the whole network and you can put eyes on it. But really the three brands that we like to focus on are Ear Systems, MSA, and then Visual Workplace. So you scroll down, it's actually going to have some of those solutions that are going to help out. So a confined space entry kit, you typically need some type of tripod. Again, we partner with MSA for their fall protection. We do Ear Systems, who kind of invented a lot of the category going back about 35 years ago when it comes to grade D breather boxes and breathing air. And they also do a ton with ventilation, like the saddle vent, so you can keep it connected and you can climb down into the confined space without having to remove your ventilation, which just makes it that much more safer. If I go ahead and I click on any of these links, it's actually going to bring me to the Grainger website so you can see the products that are specifically highlighted. This is kind of like a starter kit when it comes to confined space, and by no means is meant to be kind of cascaded across every single confined space saying, hey, this is all you need. What we do is we use this as a teaser or to grab some interest. And then really where the meat and potatoes happen is when we kind of partner up and we make a joint sales call with the Grainger account manager or field account rep to go into your specific locations and make recommendations, but based off your unique applications. And that's really where we have a lot of success. And then obviously signage, we partner with Visual Workplace. Signage is really important, not only with confined space, but throughout the rest of the Matthews facilities as well. So then what we do is we kind of give you a quick, hey, if there was anything that piqued your interest, we'll put the Grainger item number just to make it as quick and easy and as efficient, and then a purchase quantity so you can work with your Grainger account manager. Really what Amanda touched on as well is value-added services. This really is where we can kind of differentiate and be a true consultant and have your best interest in mind and do these assessments. All of these assessments come with some type of deliverable. It's not us just writing on a used Applebee's napkin saying, hey, we went and we take a look at 10 eye wash stations. There's an online report that Bradley, who's #1 in eye wash stations, They utilize an online report answer. So we'll actually have a soft copy as well as a printed out copy that we can hand off to you. It encompasses all your locations. If, let's just say, there's a location where you weren't within compliance, it'll specifically say the ANSI standard on why that wasn't within compliance. And then, oh, by the way, on the last page of the report, it'll showcase you would need these SKUs to become within compliance. So it's really a quick hitting full access where, okay, we know we're not in compliance today. We'd have to buy these SKUs to be in compliance tomorrow. And what it actually does is a result of this free value added service through Grainger is if it helps you out with liability. If you have anybody that goes in there, heaven forbid, like an OSHA, somebody notices something, says, hey, those eye wash stations, you can always have that as leverage. Say, hey, we know we're not up to snuff. We're working in unison with one solution who represents Bradley Eye Wash, who's number one in the industry. We're getting everything up to snuff here over the upcoming months. So it really does help out on that liability piece as well. So some of the areas that we cover is the fall protection awareness. We'll also kind of do inspections. We can't put our initials on the product, but we can make recommendations as the way that we utilize it. Same with ladder inspections. You can actually ignore this minus the New England states. We have those, so we're in the process of removing that. No matter where a location is, we would be able to inspect your ladders and make recommendations as long as you had somebody with us that could sign off on it who is right there. And the only reason we can't do that is because we don't know what that fall protection on those ladders see over the next 12 hours. And heaven forbid, if there's an incident, we just can't have our names attached to it. But again, a lot of reports that we send out as follow-up so that you got that all filed away. There's soft copy, hard copies of just about everything on here. Heat stress is a big one. I know Amanda mentioned that a number of the locations might have foundries. So when it comes to heat stress, again, we really pitch that full bundle of solutions. So we deal with Sqwincher, which, if you haven't heard of Sqwincher, it's similar to that small startup company Gatorade that you've probably heard of. It deals with electrolytes. We're actually larger than Gatorade in the industrial world. And we're just a healthier formula. I drink enough. I'm not going to knock it because I couldn't drink enough Gatorade to float a boat when I was 20 years old playing a 3-hour football game. When you're that age, your body can process all that sugar. Ours are going to have much less sugar. We have one called Everlight that actually uses just, instead of 60 grams, 10 grams. And it's the natural sugar. It's that sugar in the raw that you see at Starbucks. So just healthier formula for what I call the industrial athlete, because a lot of people out there are dealing with diabetes, hypertension. Maybe it's neither of those. Maybe they're taking a pill in the morning for a heart condition. Their body can process little to no sugar and not as much sodium. So we do have those more healthier recipes when it comes to our solutions. But a couple other ones, Arc Flash. I know that that was on the hit list in an earlier month. I think Amanda mentioned when it came to electrical safety. So Arc Flash safety, we represent Salisbury by Honeywell, who's number one in the industry. AEDs and trauma response. So think of like a interactive trauma kit. That's what Zoll AEDs. We represent Zoll, who's number one. They're based out of Chelmsford, Mass. You can probably tell I got a pretty thick Boston accent. I'm based right here in Boston, Massachusetts, but a local company who sells 2 AEDs. They don't care about good, better, best AEDs. They know these are life-saving devices. They sell 2 AEDs. One's one's semi-automatic, one's fully automatic, and they outsell all the competition at all their different price points. Those 2 AEDs. It's the lowest cost of ownership over a 10-year period. So I know we're doing some really unique things and neat things with Dollar Tree, who's another one of Amanda's accounts. But if you ever wanted to take a look at AEDs as far as cascading some type of program throughout the whole network, that's something I could have a conversation. I think you might have already done that with first aid. When it comes to AEDs and eye wash stations, they kind of go hand in hand with the first aid. We can really help make sure that your programs are up to snuff and that we don't got any holes or gaps that, when we look at it. Matting solutions, obviously that's quite a big one. We do nitrile matting, which, unlike vinyl, which 99% of the competition utilizes, it doesn't curl up. It's weld safe. There's just a ton of features and benefits when it comes to a nitrile base that help out, whether it's ESD, whether it's getting oily, wet, and having better slip resistance. It doesn't curl up. Ours typically you're going to have for about 7 to 10 years. The competition we typically see within 2 years. So some long-term cost savings when it comes to the matting solutions. And then we do acuity lighting. And a lot of these, you get your return on investment. We always say we'll look up when we're inside the facility. You get your return on investment pretty quickly. We can help cherry pick better lighting. A lot of times there's end of the year rebates that you can apply for as a result of upgrading your lighting. Not only that, when it comes to emergency exit lighting, we have life safety products which will tell you that they are in working condition, so you don't need to manually check them on a 30-day basis. So some really unique propositions and products here to help you out, again, be within compliance, improve the productivity of the facilities, and deliver cost savings to your facility as well, because we know that that's a big piece in what everybody's looking for out there as well, to kind of be within those three pillars. And then outside of that, we do prefer, and a good benefit of one solution is that we can really help you standardize from coast to coast, from facility to facility, and standardize over SKUs, so you're not having to bring in as many. Then you're not worrying about as many supply chain issues. So kind of the long-term effects real positive as a result. But just about every major safety category we're going to play into. So like I said, the big one for you is I wanted to keep this pretty general. We have a list of locations from Amanda, so we're going to task the One Solution team to reach out to the Grainger rep and say, hey, when it comes to this list of product categories that we could help out with, let us know if there's anything they would like help with. You're not committing to purchasing anything. This is, again, a value-added solution, so it's free of charge through Grainger. Other companies, we charge money. It's just we do so much business through Grainger that we do it free of charge. So it really makes sense for you to take advantage. If there's any on here where you're not 100% certain, we do count as the qualified personnel. A lot of times you'll see that within the NC standard that, hey, on an annual basis, when it comes to eye wash stations, you need to check them on a weekly basis. Then you need to have qualified personnel walk around and check it on an annual basis. We can help out with those inspections. So again, that you're not getting dinged from any of those regulatory agencies. So I know I covered quite a bit, took up just about 20 minutes. When it comes to these flyers or any questions in general, does anybody have anything for me?
Hi there. This is Duke out of Texas.
Hi,
Um,
Duke.
Hi there. For the matting, what company do you guys represent?
So we represent M&A Matting.
Cool. Thank you.
Yep, no problem. And let me just see in here real quick. I might need your help. But what's cool about them is when you look them up, there's a design search that's right on their website. So we can see if we've done any other projects with Matthews in the past. Actually. I'll have to follow up on, so is it Matthews International?
Yes.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, so I'll add international in there. I could scroll through the different ones to see, because sometimes not sure, is this the logo?
It's one of them. Yep.
Yeah, so again, it's a rarity that we haven't done work with an end user. And this is just our entranceway mattings solutions, which this sounds kind of wild, but we own 80% of it. Sorry, what was that? Oh, so we own 80% of entranceway matting out there at the end user. Sounds like a crazy number, but think about anytime you enter a supermarket, it has these sides where they're nitrile borders. You very rarely see an entranceway matting with a vinyl backing. We have we're fully integrated. So we own the rubber plants down in Georgia where we get the rubber from them. We're one of the largest producers and users because we use them within all of our mats, whether it's anti-fatigue throughout the whole facility because of those benefits that I mentioned. But yeah, we do free assessments. So we'll go in there. I'll actually be with a Grainger rep at St. Gobain tomorrow. We bring in the tool, the measuring tape, and we'll measure it up. We'll send out samples, very liberal. We want, to me, and everybody with one solution, returns is like a four-letter word. So we really want to kind of get buy-in when it comes to any of our product categories. A lot of times we're going to sample some products, make sure that not only you, but your employees see the benefit in it, and then look for you to purchase it from there on out. So even with matting, which is typically a lot of times our competitors might say, hey, we might give you a little tile sample. We'll say, hey, we'll send in a 2x3, test it out, give us your feedback, and let's move forward based off that. Does that help answer the question, Duke? I'll take his silence.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay.
Sorry,
Perfect.
it's on mute.
I know no problem. I know I can be a little long-winded, so I didn't know if you fell asleep. It was like, come on, man. It was a simple question. A yes or no would have done. But yeah, so again, I'll send out the additional flyer on the confined space so you can get an idea of our bundled solutions and what we do, but expect a phone call from the Grainger rep. And if you're all set and you don't think that we can bring value, not a problem at all. It's really just a value add service that we'll do here over the next 3 to 4 weeks. If you think that you can, if it would be beneficial for a one solution and a Grainger rep to go in there and take a look at specific applications, that's really where we shine. A couple other things to throw out there, and I'm making you probably more privy to information than you even need to be, but we are paid high on base and we're capped on salary because a lot of our lines are number one within their industry. It's almost a matter of awareness, and I don't want to say dilute what we do, but they sort of do sell themselves because they're pretty unique and their R&D departments are ahead of the curve. So we're always going to have your interest at heart, pretty much. We value a relationship much more than a purchase order. And the person that works with Jason Morath, I'm sure you can attest to that. Or if you know your one solution rep, that'll come shining through. There's been times where when it comes to Salisbury by Honeywell and Arc Flash, if you're wearing leather boots, that's good and okay for a hazard risk category of 4 or 40 cal rating. We have over boots, but they're cloppy, they're tough to put on. People buy them, they just throw them inside a closet, never use them again. I almost talk against them like I'm doing on this conference call. So those sales are way down, but we just like to be cards on the table and transparent when it comes to products, because we know the majority of products that come from our manufacturers, you're going to find a benefit and they're going to help make not only your lives, but the lives of your employees a lot better. So again, great question, Duke. Any other questions when it comes to our capabilities or any of those product categories that you want me to dive deeper into?
So this is not a question. This is Larry Newport with Matthews. I just wanted to say to the team that self-assessments, we have several self-assessments that still need closure, and some of the actions are actually being addressed by the services that are being offered here. So having that initial contact, feel free to reach out to me or David along with the site, and we can go through that with you. Or if you do reach out to them, let us know how that goes through one solution, and we can try to find some of the opportunities for closure of those action items on our self-assessments, because we have to be working towards that closure here soon before we go into the next calendar year. And also many of the products that are being discussed here are products I'm familiar with from my previous life, and they are high quality functioning products. MSA has always been a favorite of mine. So these are things that I can vouch for, that they're really talking about things that would really help our processes and also our compliance efforts. So don't hesitate to look at this if this is a potential solution for you in closing your self-assessments. Thank you.
I appreciate that, Larry. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thanks, Larry. And I will volunteer one solution for this. I know they've helped out with me with this before. I know Matthews has quite a few, uncovered locations that don't have Grainger reps. So Larry and Dave, I know you're on the line. If there's a facility where, you're in need of an assessment and there isn't a Grainger rep aligned, just let me know. I can coordinate with Justin and get whoever that local one solution partner is in the regional market and get them aligned. I'm thinking through, your DC network. If there's something you're looking at streamlining across all of the DCs, obviously there's, multiple DCs out there. They don't have seller coverage because of the size of them. But if, you wanted something conducted at 3 of them, we can organize that as well. So wanted to make sure I shared that with you guys as well. Any other questions or comments for Justin before we wrap it up? Awesome. Well, Justin, thank you so much for the time. Folks, I promise the next link you get from me, you actually will be able to access. Like I said at the beginning of the call, I'm going to start a YouTube channel just so everything is in one location. But like always, really, really appreciate the time. I know you guys are stretched thin and very busy, and hopefully we can get one solution into quite a few Matthews facilities out there. Thanks again, Justin. Thanks, everyone.
Absolutely,
Have a
no
good day.
problem. To the Matthews team, I appreciate your time and looking forward to working closely with you moving forward.
Absolutely.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, Justin. Thanks, Amanda.